Princess Beatrice has reached a milestone that few royals navigate under such intense public scrutiny, and at 35 years old this granddaughter of the late Queen Elizabeth finds herself at a crossroads between tradition and modernity, between public duty and private happiness, and between the weight of royal expectations and the simple desire for an ordinary life. What most people don't realize is that being a royal in the 21st century comes with challenges that go far beyond wearing tiaras and attending glamorous events, and for Princess Beatrice this year promises to bring both moments of profound joy and conversations that might make even the most composed royal feel uncomfortable. Let's talk about what really happens behind those palace walls, because the reality is far more complex and human than most people imagine. Princess Beatrice married Edoardo Mapelli-Mazzi in a private ceremony during the pandemic, and since then she has been building a blended family that includes her stepdaughter Sienna and their daughter together. This modern family structure is something that previous generations of royals rarely had to navigate publicly, and it brings with it a unique set of challenges that Beatrice handles with remarkable grace. The domestic bliss that many assume comes naturally to royals is actually something that requires constant work, negotiation, and yes, sometimes those awkward conversations that every family faces. But when you're a princess, those private moments can become public fodder, and every decision from schooling choices to vacation destinations gets analyzed and criticized by people who have never met you. Being 35 means Beatrice is in that interesting position where she's old enough to understand the full weight of her responsibilities but young enough to want to forge her own path. She's watched her cousins Prince William and Prince Harry deal with their own struggles in the spotlight, and she's learned from both their successes and their mistakes. Unlike her sister Princess Eugenie, who seems to embrace a slightly more public profile, Beatrice has always been more reserved, more private, and perhaps more strategic about when and how she engages with the media and the public. This year, as she settles more deeply into her role as a working royal while balancing her career in technology and her family life, those awkward conversations are likely to increase. There are conversations about how much her children should be in the public eye, conversations about her role within the slimmed-down monarchy that King Charles envisions, and conversations about maintaining her own identity and career while supporting the institution that she was born into. The domestic bliss part of her life centers around her home in the Cotswolds, where she and Edoardo have created a sanctuary away from the constant scrutiny of London. Here she can be a mother, a wife, and a professional without every move being photographed or commented upon. Sources close to the family describe a warm, loving household where blended family dynamics are handled with sensitivity and respect. Edoardo's son from his previous relationship is fully integrated into their lives, and by all accounts the children get along beautifully. But even this idyllic scene comes with complications. There are schedules to coordinate with co-parents, relationships with extended family members to maintain, and the constant challenge of keeping children grounded when one parent happens to be a princess. These are the conversations that happen over breakfast and dinner, conversations about screen time, about education, about values, and about how to raise children who understand their unique position without becoming entitled or disconnected from reality. What makes Princess Beatrice particularly interesting is her determination to maintain a career outside of royal duties. She works in the technology sector, focusing on artificial intelligence, and has carved out a reputation as someone genuinely knowledgeable and passionate about innovation. This dual identity as both royal and professional creates its own set of awkward conversations. There are boardroom meetings where people might treat her differently because of her title, networking events where she has to prove she's there on merit, not just because of her last name, and the constant balancing act of royal obligations versus professional commitments. When a charity event conflicts with a crucial business meeting, which takes priority? When your royal status could open doors for your career but you want to succeed on your own terms, how do you navigate that without appearing ungrateful or out of touch? The relationship with her father Prince Andrew adds another layer of complexity to Beatrice's 35th year. The Duke of York's fall from grace following the Jeffrey Epstein scandal has been one of the most dramatic in recent royal history, and as his daughter Beatrice has had to navigate the impossible position of loving her father while also understanding the severity of the accusations and the damage done to the monarchy's reputation. These family conversations are undoubtedly the most awkward and painful of all. How do you maintain a relationship with a parent whose actions have disappointed you and damaged your family's standing? How do you protect your own children from the fallout while not completely severing ties? These are questions that Beatrice has had to grapple with largely in private, though the public consequences are very real. Her role in royal events has been carefully calibrated to support the monarchy while not appearing to rehabilitate her father's image, and that tightrope walk requires conversations with senior royals, particularly King Charles and Prince William, about what is and isn't appropriate. Then there's the matter of succession and relevance within the modern monarchy. Princess Beatrice is currently 9th in line to the throne, a position that essentially means she will never reign but also means she can't completely step away from royal life the way some more distant relatives might. King Charles has made it clear he wants a slimmed-down monarchy focused on direct heirs, which technically excludes Beatrice and Eugenie from being full-time working royals. But the challenge is that there simply aren't enough working royals to cover all the engagements, charities and responsibilities that need attention. This creates an awkward limbo where Beatrice is expected to show up for major events, support various causes and maintain the royal standard, but without the financial support or official recognition that comes with being a working royal. Conversations about her role going forward, about whether she should take on more official duties or focus primarily on her private career, are ongoing and undoubtedly complicated by family dynamics, financial considerations and public opinion. Her relationship with the media presents yet another source of awkward conversations. Unlike some royals who have either embraced the press or declared war on it, Beatrice has tried to maintain a middle ground. She doesn't give frequent interviews, but she also doesn't hide completely. She uses social media sparingly and strategically. But this measured approach doesn't protect her from scrutiny or criticism. Every outfit gets analyzed, every public appearance generates headlines, and every personal choice becomes fodder for think pieces about what it means to be a modern royal. When tabloids speculate about her marriage, her parenting or her career choices, does she address it or ignore it? When false stories circulate, does she use her platform to correct them, or does she maintain the royal tradition of never complain, never explain? These decisions require careful consideration and often uncomfortable conversations with palace communications staff, family members and her husband about what battles are worth fighting. The domestic bliss that Beatrice has cultivated is real, but it's not effortless. It requires constant communication, compromise and the ability to navigate multiple worlds simultaneously. There's the world of royal protocol where curtsies and precedence still matter, the world of modern parenting where screen time and emotional intelligence are priorities, the world of professional achievement where gender equality and meritocracy are expected, and the world of extended family relationships where history, baggage and complicated dynamics can't be ignored. Balancing all of these requires not just grace and intelligence but also the willingness to have difficult conversations, to set boundaries, to ask for help and to acknowledge that even princesses don't have all the answers. As Princess Beatrice navigates her 35th year, she represents something important for the monarchy's future. She's a bridge between the old guard and the new generation, between tradition and progress, between public duty and private happiness. Her ability to handle awkward conversations with dignity, her commitment to creating genuine domestic bliss despite extraordinary circumstances, and her determination to define her own version of what it means to be a royal in the 21st century all make her someone worth paying attention to. She's proving that you can honor your heritage while forging your own path, that you can be both ordinary and extraordinary, that you can face uncomfortable truths while still finding joy, and that being a princess doesn't mean having a perfect life, it means having a real one with all its complications and rewards. So here's what I want to know from you watching this today. If you were in Princess Beatrice's position, with all the privilege but also all the scrutiny, with the historic responsibility but also the desire for normalcy, what conversation would you find most difficult to navigate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and while you're there, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the real lives of royals beyond the tiaras and the tabloids. Hit that like button if you found this perspective eye-opening, and share this video with anyone who's fascinated by what really goes on behind palace walls. What aspects of royal life do you think the media gets completely wrong?